So remember Kennedy Carter. Remember one of the most talented players in the WNBA. And I mean this when I say this. I don't know what the Sky were thinking. I don't know what the Sky were thinking. Like, I don't care what Kennedy Carter did. I actually don't care. Like, the Chicago Sky are somehow worse than last year. Last year, they were supposed to be terrible. They were supposed to be terrible. This year, they got Ariel Atkins, all-star level player. They got Sloot, one of the best passes in the history of the league. They got Beck Allen, who is a very solid starter. Kian Nurse isn't a former all-star. And Angel and Camilla were meant to have taken the next step. And they got worse because all of those combined are not as good as Kennedy Carter. As Lowe once said about Luka Doncic, I don't care if he was smoking crack. If he was doing what he was doing, you don't trade him. I don't care what Kennedy Carter did. I don't care if Kennedy Carter smashed a chair in the locker room. I don't care if a random player that is not as good as Kennedy Carter doesn't like Kennedy Carter. Because there was at least a level of effort there. Kennedy Carter willed them to wins. Like, Angel was spectacular against Seattle last year, but let's not forget who had 36 in that game, or was it 33? Either way. Let's not forget, they beat the Aces. Let's not forget who literally willed them by herself to a win against the Aces. And that was their last win against a team above 500 until 2 weeks ago. Let's not forget who willed this team to wins back in, like, against the Dream and stuff. Let's not forget who was willing to come off the bench. The team would go down 10 points because their starters suck and would then will the team back into the game, game after game after game after game after game. There was no reason. The coaches hate Kennedy Carter. It's the only reason she wasn't an all-star last year. Like, we can be honest here. If you talk about guards talent-wise, other than, like, better than Kennedy Carter talent-wise, you're looking at Caitlin, you're looking at Paige, talent-wise and basketball IQ-wise. Because on the court, she didn't do dumb shit that often. So you got Caitlin, you got Paige, you got Breanna, you've got Kelsey Mitchell. Debatable, but you got Kelsey Mitchell probably. You got Kayla McBride. And if you consider Leo Phoebish a 2-guard, you got Phoebish. That's off the top of my head. All for definite. Is she better than Ryan Howard? In my opinion, yes. Sorry, Alicia Gray. Alicia Gray, put her in that conversation too. Yes, Alicia Gray is better than her. Okay. That's about it. Like, that's about it. That is she's the upper top tier of guards. And Kennedy Carter is out here responding to people on Twitter. Like, so there was a tweet here and somebody posted a Kennedy Carter mixtape. Kennedy Carter, miss your bucket getter. I think every single Chicago Sky fan misses Kennedy Carter. Because let's be real. Like, come to the Liberty 30, what's the deal? You're way too good to not be on a team. I literally don't care. Deserve better than the Sky. The Sky literally said they didn't want her. The Sky said they didn't want her. She was winning sportsmanship awards in China. She should be on a team. Why is she not in the league? Don't care how bad her crash hits are. This level of play needs to be in the league. Like, no question about it. The Aces need her. If I'm the Aces, I sign her. Like, I'm not joking when I say any team that is in the kind of we're not contenders, but we're not that far off, should sign her. The Aces should sign her. I don't care. The Aces don't try. The Aces don't have the fire. The Aces do not have the fire. However, like, she absolutely would help that team. She would help that team. And it's so funny seeing on Twitter the old Angel Reese fans turning on Kennedy Carter because, you know, let's be real. Kennedy Carter was their best player last year. It is absolutely crazy. You've got people implying that Kennedy Carter actually was going and playing games drunk last year. Kennedy Carter came off the bench for half the season and had 4 games in single digits. She was the Sky's best player by 100 miles. And a lot of people were like, oh, Marina Mabrey left because of Kennedy Carter. First of all, Marina Mabrey put in a trade request before the season started. Second of all, even if that's the case, who cares? Kennedy Carter is better than Marina Mabrey. Like, you're going to be bad. You're going to be bad. And there's absolutely no reason. And you know what? I actually don't mind the fact that Kennedy Carter is there clapping back at fans. Superflex, I feel like being blackballed from the league will make you act like you got some sense. What does it say about you when a team is struggling so much and you still won't call you back? Hey, we're looking at the league. I mean this when I say this. We're looking at a league that basically tried to tell Kit Laxa that she wasn't good enough. We're looking at a league that tried to told up until this year Janelle Salon that she wasn't good enough. And we're looking at a league that is allowing some incredibly toxic players and stuff in the league just because they've been there. But at the end of the day, I don't hate it because Kennedy Carter is making probably 7 figures playing basketball this year. Kennedy Carter, I would say, is the second most. Oh, here it is. The great low clip. The low clip.
Contract. Respectfully, Luka could have been in the back smoking crack.
That's the way I think about this one, where it's like, there is no way. Like, Kennedy Carter there out here responding to posts here on the old Twitter. Oh, this was last year. I think the ability to constantly make layups puts anyone in a different tier. It's so important to score easy. He goes, you ate, lol, you ate, not gonna lie. Like, the funniest thing about this is that this actually had nothing to do with Angel Reese. I'm pretty sure this was basically just her saying she is the best at making layups for small players. But obviously, Angel Reese is known for not making layups, and Angel Reese fans turned on her after that. And to be fair, Kennedy thought she was the best player on that team. That was very clear, and she was vocal about that, and she was the best player on that team, and I don't care. Like, if I'm a fan of a team, it's very different coaching a team, but if I'm a fan of a team, I want dogs. Like, if you're saying, oh, free agents won't go here because we employed Kennedy Carter, then okay, before you get rid of Kennedy Carter, bring in a free agent. A Sloot is not that free agent. Like, you might be saying, oh, but like, if we keep employing Kennedy Carter, then like in 4 years, free agents aren't going to want to come here. Man, you don't have a training facility. Kennedy Carter's the least of your problems, Chicago. Kennedy Carter was your savior. She was the best player on this team by a mile. And if Kennedy Carter, I mean this when I say this, the Chicago Sky have lost so many close games. If Kennedy Carter was there this year, the Chicago Sky would be in the playoff hunt. Even with no Sloot, even with no Ariel Atkins, if Kennedy Carter was there, because of the improvements in Angel, because of getting, say, Beck Allen via trade, because of getting Rachel Bannum's improvements, Kennedy Carter legitimately puts this team in playoff contention. And the craziest thing is they don't even have a draft pick, and they got rid of Carter so that they could bring in Courtney freaking Vandersloot.